Up your ass, you'll floss your teeth with my shoelaces, nigga. Play with me, bro. Don't play with me, bro. Don't play with mine, bro. Don't play with mine. Just don't play with mine.
Remember how you and Wallow were crying? You and Wallow were crying. Oh, my son got killed. Oh, you were crying. Now you talking about snitching. You goddamn right I'm a law-abiding citizen.
Gang, I got family. I got willing to risk their lives and freedom to die by me and mine. You hear me? Why don't play with me, man?
Charleston White has built an entire brand on controversy. Loud, reckless, unfiltered. He rose to fame by saying the things nobody else would dare, even if they were hurtful, disrespectful, or downright dangerous. But where's the line between being brutally honest and just being bitter? Apparently, Charleston doesn't see it, especially when it comes to King Harris, the son of Atlanta legend T.I. This time, his obsession didn't just spark a reaction. It lit a wildfire.
To say about my son, what some grown man had to say about my son, man. Cause somebody please, just pull me up to speed, man. Just pull me up to speed. How some grown man had some shit to say about my son. Just pull me up to speed on that, man. Just pull me up to speed on that, man. What sucker ass grown as wasted his whole life doing absolutely nothing. Got something to say about my son at the beginning of his adult life.
Charleston didn't just insult King. He unleashed a string of rants, legal threats, and even disturbing references to real-life tragedy, targeting a teenager like he was public enemy #1. And while Charleston thought the internet would laugh along, the reality hit him like a brick wall. Because T.I. wasn't playing anymore. But it wasn't just what Charleston said, it's what it revealed about him. This wasn't trolling. This was personal. And the more you dig into it, the darker it gets.
I ain't in no gang. I got family. I got who willing to risk their lives and freedom to die by me and mine. You hear me? Why don't play with me, man? Don't play with my child.
Charleston's beef with King Harris didn't start with an argument. It started with envy. On social media, he casually referred to King as a nobody, mocked his appearance, dismissed his music, laughed at his arrests. And then, he took it several steps further, threatening the young man online and even invoking Trayvon Martin's name in one of the lowest moments of his career. That drew outrage fast. People weren't just disgusted, they were concerned. What grown man wakes up and chooses a child to slander for clout? But it doesn't stop at disrespect, it gets colder.
I put my foot so far up your ass, you'll floss your teeth with my Don't play with me, bro. Don't play with me, bro. Don't.
Charleston wasn't randomly going after King. He was obsessed, picking that specific target again and again, always when King was in the headlines. And that gave people a closer look at what was really going on underneath Charleston's loud persona. Here's the real reason Charleston can't stop bringing up King Harris. He represents everything Charleston never had. A father who rides for him. A future that's still wide open. Talents that are being nurtured, not ignored. Charleston grew up without any of that. His life was chaos. And he spent decades trying to disguise his pain as straight talk. But when he looks at King, what he sees is what could have been.
Yeah, and he going to jail again. He ain't grew up tough like his daddy.
And that's when the envy turns into obsession. Because unlike Charleston, King doesn't need to shock anybody to get attention. He already has it. So instead, Charleston does what he always does. Smears, mocks, and waits for the cameras to roll. But this time, the damage wasn't just public. It exposed something deeper in Charleston's story. Charleston White's past isn't some mystery. Born in Fort Worth, Texas in 1977, he was already in serious legal trouble by 14, caught in a robbery that ended in a man's death. He spent nearly a decade locked up, lost his right eye in an accident, and came out swinging with a chip on his shoulder the size of Texas.
Mom and dad raised a yellow. Yeah, that nigga T.I. son say.
Instead of healing, he monetized the pain. Online, he became known for attacking dead rappers like DMX and George Floyd, saying disgusting things in the name of shock value. But here's the kicker, he never earned a platform. He hijacked one. Insulting King was bad enough. But Charleston didn't stop at petty trolling or even legal threats. He invoked Trayvon Martin's name in a degrading, twisted way, using one of the most painful tragedies in modern black history as ammunition in a fight with a teenager.
Pointing who did what, who, man, we was about to whoop when you come back down here from telling. Yo, I can see you had a soft up.
Online, people couldn't believe it. Even fans who once defended Charleston began turning away. This wasn't tough love or comedy, this was pure exploitation. Linking a dead child to a childish beef? That wasn't shocking, it was evil. And at that point, the internet realized Charleston would burn anything, even cultural trauma, to keep his dying relevance alive. It wasn't about the message anymore. It was about attention, at any cost. By now, T.I. had enough. What started as frustration turned into fury. This wasn't about being a rapper or a public figure anymore. This was a father fed up with watching a bitter man chase clout at his son's expense. On Instagram Live, T.I. didn't hold back. He called Charleston out for what he really is, a miserable man dragging kids because he can't stand watching them win.
This they call the laws, and they came. He over there.
He reminded people of Charleston's record, pepper spraying cats, crying at comedy shows, cooperating with the cops after beefs he started. All while pretending to be some fearless rebel. Play with my child again, that's it. That wasn't a diss. That was a line in the sand. T.I. said it plain. He'd risk his name, career, and everything he built to protect his blood. And it wasn't just a talking point. It was a promise. If you've watched Charleston long enough, there's a pattern. He attacks vulnerable people, mostly young black men, and when they fight back, he suddenly plays the victim. He mocks.
Don't play with mine. I ain't finna say no name. I don't play police game. If I go to jail, it's gonna be for something. It's gonna be for something. I don't play no police game, man. I don't play no police game. I don't play.
He bullies. He provokes. And when the smoke comes, he retreats and whines. In Charleston's world, every reaction is proof he's right. Every backlash means he's struck a nerve. But the truth is, he's just addicted to attention, and the more dangerous the stunt, the better. And that's why King Harris became his favorite target. Not because King deserved it, but because he refused to fold. Every time King goes through something, Charleston reappears like a vulture. He doesn't go after grown men. He doesn't clap at the industry. He waits until King is vulnerable, then he dives.
T.I. and Charleston White are back in the news. It seems like they're setting up a boxing match between each other. Guess T.I. didn't like what Charleston White had to say about his son King.
Because King represents everything Charleston can't touch. A father's love, a solid support system, a future that's still bright. And the worst part? Charleston never attacks to uplift. He attacks to destroy. He's not correcting King. He's competing. He wants to be seen as the one in control, the one who can expose someone. But all he's really doing is exposing himself, again and again. On one side, there's T.I., a man who's lived, evolved, and worked to build something lasting. On the other, there's Charleston White, stuck in repeat mode, dragging people who have everything he lost or never had. T.I. makes music, builds businesses, and raises his kids in public with pride. Charleston?
Everybody know, homie. That man say he a 7-time convicted felon in one song. 7 convicted felons. I was just saying 7.
He's known for online blow-ups, mugshots, and being the loudest person in the room with nothing to show for it. And the painful truth? One father is respected. The other is rejected. Charleston had chances to be something better. But somewhere along the way, he decided that being infamous was easier than being great. When this all started, Charleston thought King Harris was going to crack. He thought he'd get an emotional meltdown, reckless backlash, something he could clip and spin for weeks of content.
Man who ain't got going on, ain't got no real talent, can't do nothing but kick up dust and wait on that fall down so they get dirty and some clout get to them. I know that's how niggas get paid.
Instead, he got checked calmly, publicly, and with receipts. King didn't need to scream. He didn't need to threaten. He broke Charleston down by telling the truth and refusing to play by the troll rules. And that's what made it so powerful. While Charleston cried about being criticized, King simply stated facts. You're a snitch. You're a bully. You're not who you say you are. And when a teenager becomes the adult in the room, that's when the whole mask falls apart. Charleston wanted clicks. He ended up with one of the worst internet L's of his so-called career. This whole story may look like beef between two personalities online. But peel back the layers and it's way bigger than drama. It's about boundaries. About what's off limits even in an era where everything is internet content. You don't come for someone's kids. You don't mock trauma. You don't exploit tragedy to stay trending. Charleston White thought he could manipulate public opinion. But he underestimated something powerful, a father's love and a young man's growth. And now, his name is tied to one of the most embarrassing, toxic, and disturbing digital obsessions in recent memory. You may not agree with T.I. on everything. You may not know everything about King Harris. But there's one thing anyone with a heart can understand. Play with someone's child and you'll see a side of them you'll never forget. Charleston found that out the hard way. And by the time he realized it, he'd already crossed the one line he can't uncross.